Okay, so I want to welcome each and every one of you to our day 2 of our Photoshop class. We said we will start exactly 9, but there was a network challenge. But thank God we are back. So you can invite a friend to invite another friend that we are starting. The time is almost gone. So invite somebody and tell the person that we are starting. Whilst you are waiting, you can share the link. Just send somebody the link to join us. Just share the link, share the link, share the link. Tell them that the class is in session. Share the link. Tell them that the class is in session. Okay, so if you're here, just drop an emoji. Just drop an emoji to indicate that you are here. Just drop an emoji. And you can support this live by sharing the link to others. Just share the link. Share the link. And we'll be starting very soon. Very soon. Share the link. If you're on it, please just drop an emoji for me to know that you are here. Just drop an emoji. Just drop your favorite emoji. Okay, so Inkunim, I see you. Inkunim, welcome. Inkunim, you are welcome. Invite somebody. Invite somebody. Let's use about 2 minutes to invite others to join us. About 2 minutes, exactly 9:37. We are starting. A minute more. So just invite somebody. Just invite somebody. And tell them we are starting. The class is in session. Somebody. Let's use about 2 minutes to invite others to join us. About 2 minutes, exactly 9:37. We are starting. A minute more. Just invite somebody. Just invite somebody. And tell them we are starting. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so let's do a quick recap of what we learned yesterday. So let me create a new document. Then go. Okay. Okay, so yesterday we were talking about the first interface that shows up when you open or launch the Photoshop software for the first time. And this is exactly what we were talking about. And we said that if you want to create a new document, you are going to click here. I'll be fast because we were talking about this yesterday, so this is just a quick recap. So if you want to create a new document, you're going to click here, and if you already have a working document you want to open it, you are just going to click on this one, and this recent is where your recent designs or recent documents are going to show up. So without wasting my time, let's create a new file by clicking on the new file over here. Then yesterday we were talking about how we are going to select our dimensions for the width, the height, and also we talk about the artboard, the resolution, the color mode, and the background content. Okay, so now that you are done, just click on create and your document will be ready. So our document is ready. So yesterday we said that this bar here is called the menu bar, which is constant. That means the menus on it does not change, and we have options bar here, and we said that the options bar changes depending on the selected tool we are working with. Then we talk about the status bar over here, we talk about the canvas over here. So today I said we'll be talking about how we are going to save our document or our design, and also we will also talk about the formats in which we can save our designs, the format. So without wasting my time, let's get started for day 2. So if you want to save your document or your design, you are just going to click on the file over here at your top left hand side over here. Then since we are saving it as for the first time, we are saving it for the first time, we are going to choose save as. Save as. You click on save as, then you are going to select our preferred location. Once the preferred location is selected, let's say we are saving it onto the desktop, so you select our preferred location, then you select your format. This is what you are going to talk about for today, the format. Let me zoom in a bit so that you can have a better view of it. The format, okay. So today we'll be talking about 4 formats. In fact, there are a lot of formats we can save our designs, but today we'll be talking about only 4. The first one we'll be talking about is PSD. If you save your document as PSD, you can't view it on phone. The phone does not have the capacity to view PSD files. But if you double click it on your laptop or your PC, it's going to open that design with the Photoshop. If you double click on it, it will open with Photoshop. So if you have a design you are working on and you want to work on maybe later, or you want to continue maybe other time, you just save it as PSD. PSD, that's the Photoshop file, so that you can continue any other day. So let me save it as PSD so that let me save this one as PSD. Let me save it here. Let me give it a name. Let's say AA. And save it. Sorry. So now that our file is saved, okay, so it was saved here. You can see that the file is here. I saved it as AA. This one is. The file is here, and you can see that it is having the Photoshop logo. That's the PS, and since it was saved as PSD, you can see PSD over here. Let me zoom in. You can see PSD over here. So the file format is PSD. If you double click on it, it will open through the Photoshop so that you can continue the design over there. So let's check other formats as well. So you click on the file, then you come to save as, then you set your file name over here, then you set your formats also over here. So let's click on formats, and then if you want to continue your design maybe other time, you can also save it as a TIFF over here. So let me save and let's talk about the difference between the PSD. I said if you save it as PSD, you can continue other time, and if you save it as TIFF too, you can continue other time. Let me save this as TIFF and let's check the difference between them. Okay, it has been saved. Okay, so we can spot the difference between this is the TIFF and this is the PSD. You can see that the PSD is having the Photoshop logo and the TIFF shows as your design. You can see that the design was empty. Let me zoom out, zoom in, and let's see. This is our design. For the TIFF, if you double click on it, it will open as an image on the PC. But if you transfer a TIFF file on your phone, it can't open. Same as the PSD file, it can't open on your phone. But for the TIFF file, if you double click on it, it will open as an image on your PC. And if you want to continue that design, since it was saved as a TIFF, you can just right click on it and choose open with, then you choose Photoshop, then it will open through the Photoshop, then you continue your design. So if you save as PSD, you can continue your design other day. But if you transfer a PSD file to your phone, you can't view it, same as the TIFF file. If you save it as TIFF, you can't view it on your phone, but if you double click on it, it will open as an image on your PC. And then we also have another format called the JPEG. Okay, so the JPEG is the normal image format. So if you are done with the design, just save it as JPEG. If you save it as JPEG, you can send it to your phone and you can view it, because the phone have the capacity to open JPEG files. So let's save it as JPEG and see. JPEG to this one, JPEG, and you can see that into bracket they have JPG, JPEG, and JPE. That's the JPEG. Let me change the file name for easily identification. Let me save it to the document and save it. Click on OK. It has been saved, so let's check it out. Oh, let me do it again. It seems I selected a different format. So save as, then I'll choose JPEG over here. Let me change the file name for easy identification. Then I'll save it onto document and let's see. Okay, just click on OK. Okay, it has been saved. Okay, you can see that the JPEG file is here. If you transfer any file that has the format of JPEG onto your phone, the phone can be able to open it. And if you want to upload any design on social media or any other platforms too, you can save it as JPEG. And the last format I'll be talking about is called the PNG. So if you click on the file, click on save as, and then you click on the save as type, and you are going to select PNG. So the difference between the PNG file and the JPEG file is that if you save your design as a PNG and that design does not have any background, it maintains the way it looks like. So let's say, let me open the design we did yesterday and let me turn off the background. Okay, so if I save this design as PNG and when I open it, this design is not going to have a background. But if I save it as JPEG, it's going to give it a background. So maybe you are designing a logo. It's advisable to save it as PNG because after designing a logo, you'll be using that logo that does not have a background to place on other designs. So it's advisable to always use PNG. Let's say you are working on an image and you have removed the background and you want to save the image, but you want to keep the background removed. So you just save it as PNG. And whenever you place that design or that artwork on a design, you are going to have your background removed. So if you can see this design over here, there is no background. If you see this in Photoshop, that means it is a transparent background. It does not have any background. This one, they check that black, light black and white in the background. It means it does not have any background. So that's the difference between the JPEG and the PNG. If you have any questions too, you can drop them in the comment section. Okay, let's solve it. Obi guys, see you. If you have any questions, you can drop them. And if you want me to go over again, just drop it in the comment section and I will take it again. Today we are talking about the formats in which we can save our designs, and we're discussing about the TIFF, the PNG, the JPEG, and the PSD. That's the four main formats you'll be working with so far as this class is concerned. Okay, if there are no questions, let's talk about how we are going to remove background. Let's say we are placing an image on our design and we want the background of the image removed. So let's see how we are going to do it. Let me turn these ones off. Okay, let me. Okay, before that, if you want to add image or anything onto your design, you can just drag and drop it over here. So let me open my image. I think I have an image over here. Okay, let's use this one. Click, just drag and drop it over here. Then let me increase the size a bit. Okay, so I'm having my image here and I want to remove the background. If you're using Photoshop 20 from 2020 to 2026, it will be easier for you. We will talk about three main ways we can take off our background. So the first one is the most simplest one. You can see this tool. It is called the object selection tool. So you just select that tool. You can see the object selection tool have been selected. So just place it on the image you want to remove background, and you can see that just place it on it. Don't click on it. And you can see that there is a pink line around the objects you want to remove the background. As soon as you place it on it, there will be a pink line. So just click on it and leave it to load. It is loading. Okay, let me zoom in. Okay, so you can see that there is a black and white lines around the object. You can see that. Mhm. So once there is these black and white lines around the object, you make sure that the layer of the object have been selected. So this is my layer. Then go ahead and click on this layer mask over here. So once the selection have been made, just go ahead and click on the layer mask over here, and you can see that the background of the objects have been removed. The background of the objects have been removed, so we can easily use it to make our designs. Let me try with another image. Okay, let me try with this one. Okay, just select the object selection tool. Once the object selection tool is selected, just place it on an object. Don't click on it. If you place it on the object, you can see that there is this arrow moving at the options bar. It is working to remove your background for you. So just place it on it. And once you see that pink lines around your object, then you click on it. It will load again. Mhm. It is streaming it a bit slow. Let's give it some time. Okay. So once it is done, there will be a selection line around the object. You can see that. Let me zoom in. There is a selection line around the object. Let me select this too. You can see that there is a line, the black and white line around the object, and it is called the selection line. Okay, so once the selection line is around the object you want to remove the background, just click on the layer mask over here, and the background has been deleted successfully. The background of this image has been removed, and the background of this image too have been removed. Okay, so let's try the other method as well. Let me turn off these two layers and upload my image. Okay, so we are done talking about the object selection tool. Let's try it another tool. We have something called a quick selection tool. You right click on the object selection tool and then you select quick selection tool. Then if you select quick selection tool, you will see there are three quick selection tools on the options bar. This one does not have any symbol on it, but this one have a plus on it, and this one too is having a minus on it. Let's talk about these three. Okay, to make your selection around your object, you select the one with the plus sign. Then you click and then you make your selection manually around your object. So when you click on it, you hold it and drag it around you drag it on your object. That's click it. Then I'll drag it on my object to make my selection. Let's say mistakenly I've made a selection of the board, but I want to make a selection of only the teacher over here. So what I'm going to do is that I'll click, or I'll select the object selection to the one with the minus sign on the options bar. You can see that this one is having plus and this one is having minus. So I'm just going to select this one with the minus. Then I'll use it as an eraser to erase the object selection to, like this, small. You can see that it is moving. So I'll erase until it reaches where I want it to be. Then you click on the layer mask for the background of the image to be removed. You can see that we have only our image without the background. Let's try another one. There is another tool here called the pen tool. Actually, the pen tool is one of the greatest tools in design. So on our design flyer, you can see that there is this tool on it. This tool, it is called the pen tool. This is the same tool over here. If you want to make drawings or you want to draw a custom shape on your design, you are going to use the pen tool. The pen tool. You will close very early for today. The network is not helping us. Okay, so if you want to draw any custom shape on your design, or if you want to make a selection on an image or an element on your Photoshop, you just select your pen tool and it's going to assist you. Let me zoom out and select the pen tool. Okay, once the pen tool is selected, you can see that there are other options for the pen tool. For the purpose of this class, let's use the first one, which is the pen tool. Okay, once the pen tool is selected, if you're going to use the pen tool to make a selection on an object, just to remove the background, you're going to make sure that there is path selected here on the options bar. Just look at the options bar, and when there is this pen tool over here, and you check this box, there is a drop down over here, and we have shape and path, depending on what you want to use the pen tool for. If you want to use it to remove background, in fact, this one is very tedious, using the pen tool to remove background. You have to draw around the object you want to remove the background. So let's say I want to remove the background of this one. This is a rough work, so you're going to make lines around the objects. This is just a rough work. Your lines around the objects, and once you are done making your lines, you just click on this selection and you click on OK, and you can see that there is a selection line around your objects. Then you click on the layer mask and the background is gone. Let's talk about the pen tool. When you're using the pen tool to make your lines, each line you draw, let's say, let me zoom in so that you can have a proper view of it. There is a line here and there is another line here. If you want to use the pen tool to make a curve, so let's say this is our starting point. You are starting from here, from the neck. You click here and you want to make a curve over here. You click without releasing your hand. If you click, don't release, and then you drag it down to have a curve. You drag it down and you can see that you are having a curve. So you can tweak it to suit what or how you want it to be. Let's say I want it to be like this. Then I will leave my hand. Before you continue to draw another dot, you have to delete this one. You can see that there are two anchor points over here. So what you are going to do is that you are going to hold the Alt key on the keyboard, and then you will click the middle here. You can see that as soon as you press the Alt key on the keyboard, the shape of the pen tool changes. So you click the middle here, and that anchor point will go. You can see that now we are having only one anchor point. Then you add other lines if you want. Let's say I want to add, if you want to draw a circle, you just click without releasing your hand, and you can use it to draw your circle like this. Once you are done, just press the Alt key and then click on the middle anchor point like this, and this one. If you refuse to clear this anchor point, it will be the starting point for your next points. So let's say this point is here, and see, then do this. This one there is not misbehaving, but for the older versions, it sometimes misbehave. Okay, let's try using the pen tool to draw shapes. So once our pen tool is selected, go to the options bar and make sure you have selected shape. Then on the that same options bar, you can see that there is a fill over here. So you select the color for your shape. So let me say I want it to be yellow. So I will select yellow. If you don't want the colors over here, you can click here and select your custom colors by just moving this one either up or down. And then let's say you want yellow, so you just move it yellow. And yellow, we have this one very white. You have dark and deep yellow over here. So just select your preferred one, then you click on okay over here.